Yes. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Yara, your camera is not open, I guess, and you're muted. Can you open your camera and your sound, please? Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another introductory session. Get a taste of flow coaching. We will be here for about an hour to give you a taste of what flow coaching is about, our methodology, our methodology and the flow model and ICF certification and our programs. And we will also answer your questions. We received some questions already, and they're wonderful questions. So thank you for your questions. And this 1 hour is very interactive, very engaging. So as you listen, or if you already have questions, comments, please feel free to use the comments box and chat with us, engage with us. We are very happy to answer your questions. So, welcome. Just to let you know, for those of you who are here with us, we're not able to see you, we don't see you, but we can engage you through your questions and comments. So, please feel free to type them in the comments box. And can we bring the speakers, please? Just thank you. I want to see everyone in the same room, and I want to introduce our speakers to our audience. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Talia. I am one of the founders of the Flow Coaching Institute. I'm a master certified coach. I've been a coach for 20 years now, almost. Yeah. And I transitioned from a corporate career, I was an executive, into therapy. I became a therapist. Then I became an expressive arts therapist afterwards. Then from a therapy career, when I was a therapist, I transitioned into coaching. I became a coach. I mean, my intention was not to transition, to be very honest, but I loved coaching so much. I love the flow methodology. I love positive psychology. I love the solution focused aspect of it. I really loved being part of positive model. not illness model, not disease model. And so I found it very empowering, not only for my clients, but for myself as well, for my life, for my family, for my all my interactions. And so I decided that, I coach as much as I could. So today I keep my therapy practice as well. I love art therapy, and I have some therapy clients, but I would say 70 to 80%, most of them I'm coaching. I'm working mostly with executive C level. I also have some young people that I'd like to help, and changing to professional coaching was the best career decision of my life. It doesn't feel like work. So today I have two amazing, sensational coaches, amazing human beings. Both of them were flow students once, and they're both coaching. They're working in the field. They have clients, and they have individual clients, and they have corporate clients. And I would like to introduce them. So, Elaine, welcome.
Thank you
And
so much.
thank you for being here. And Yara, welcome. So today, originally, I live in Toronto, Canada, but today I'm traveling on the Asian side of the world. And Elaine is in Utah, right? Elaine,
Yes.
USA. And Yara, where are you? Are you in Qatar or are you in Beirut? Yara? Ah, you're frozen.
Oh,
She's frozen.
There is a
Yara,
problem in connection. Serious.
okay.
oh,
Now
you're back. Yay.
yes, you're right. So, where are you, Yara? Beirut or Qatar? Doha. Where are you?
No, Qatar. Mainly the connection is good. So I'm
Yeah.
in Qatar
Okay.
actually
Qatar.
That's
now.
So,
all. That's interesting.
what I was saying is that today we're almost like, traveling and making almost like, I would say, not like, 360, but close to 360 circle around the world.
Yeah,
And so we represent different cultures, but all like ICF coaching and flow coaching from different parts of the world today. So thank you. And I would like my guests to introduce themselves. Elaine, why don't we start with you?
absolutely. Tyler, it's such a pleasure for me to be here with you and Yara. Thank you so much, everyone that is joining us as well. Um, so just since we're talking about background, so I'm a Brazilian Canadian. I was born and raised in Brazil, and shortly after high school, I also moved to Toronto, which is my chosen place. And my husband and I move around a lot because of his job, hopefully setting our roots here in Utah right now. But I was
Oh,
fortunate enough to grow up with a mother who was a pioneer coach back in the 90s in Brazil. So I was very fortunate to grow up exposed to concepts such as coaching, psychology, neuroscience. So it's just like in my blood, and I absolutely love and feel so blessed that I came across Talia and her team a couple of years ago. So I like to call myself, I know it's a little cliche in the coaching world, but I like to call myself a thinking partner. I've always been that for my friends, for my coworkers. I love to bring out the best in people. And I feel like I have this superpower of just seeing what's possible for people before they can see it for themselves. So it's just something that puts me in the flow that I now that I get to do this for a living, right? For 20 years I was on Bay Street in Toronto working in the financial industry, eventually transitioning into wellness coaching, yoga teaching, working with business people that were starting their businesses, which eventually naturally transitioned into leadership coaching, business coaching, and I now am the head of culture, people and culture for a company, and I do performance coaching for the whole team, overseeing HR. So yeah, we get to live and breathe this every day, and I'm really, really excited for this conversation today. Thank you so
that's
much.
that's wonderful. Thank you, Elaine. And Yara? Can you introduce yourself, please? If you can, technology sometimes have
It
some time.
happens.
Okay,
It
so
happens.
first,
Oh, yes, yeah, she's back.
only with me or everywhere?
Um, can you yeah, can you
Okay.
introduce yourself?
So first, I want to thank you, Talia. Yeah. So actually, I want to thank you first for this occasion to be with both of you, and I'm so happy to be a part of this excellent event. Will be for sure. So actually, I have like a mix of experience. Like I started as a software engineer, moving to uh, project management and business administration. Then I went to HR and CIPD, and I was working with the coaching. And actually, I found that the puzzle will not be fully without the coaching in all the areas of your life. Like I feel like coaching is a skill that all the people should have it. A C level should have it. I'm working with them to help them, bringing the best solution from their part. This is always like the way of coaching that I'm using. Also, a mother should have coaching skills, communication between teams. So I felt that it's the essential part that is missed. Like if you have everything and you don't have the skills of coaching, you still need to work on it. And I was so lucky to find Talia and Flow Coaching, and it was an amazing. Actually, I just finished it. I was working before on executive coaching. Actually, I have my own company, like consultant, but I found that it's something amazing to have like a methodology for that. You know it all, and as you mentioned, Adlan, that the people sometimes have a talent of coaching from the early years. I have also some psychiatrists, doctors in my family, but it's I feel like coaching is something that all of us need to have it. So, and with flow, it's something different. It give it like different perspective.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Yara. Amazing. Hearing this, of course, brings blessings to my heart. Thank you very much for sharing. And so we have a few slides, and then so I will start with the slides, and then our MC will bring the questions also when we are ready to answer them. And in the meantime, as I shared in the beginning, those of you who are with us today, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And please feel free to ask your questions or comment and anything that, regarding the flow coaching methodology, regarding ICF certification tracks, regarding our programs, dates, etc. So we're here to help you and assist you to make a good start to your coaching career if you're considering to become a professional coach. So the flow coaching methodology is about really helping individuals and organizations to can you please bring the badges like yes, thank you. It is really about helping organizations and individuals to unlock their potential and find the inspiration within themselves to maximize their both personal and professional potential, and improve their ability to focus on, to concentrate on what is meaningful, and gain clarity on what is meaningful, what is really important, and have that inner discipline, inner concentration, inner awareness to work towards um, creating progress, making progress on a meaningful path towards achieving meaningful goals and increase their performance and increase productivity and sustain that productivity and sustain that performance. So not only at the end, don't wait until the end to experience flow states. Use the journey itself to experience flow states because there's a psychology behind it. So the methodology that we teach has science behind it, the science of neuroscience, the science of flow psychology. And I will come to that, but I just wanted to make this entry before we start. And our programs, all of the flow programs, have ICF level one and level two accreditation types. Depending on what you choose, you can this is almost like a menu. From the menu you can bring different components and get your level one certification, earn your level one certification, or you can choose different components and earn your level two certification. And for those of you who are not familiar with these certification names, level one is I would say the entry level, the foundational level certification track leading towards ICF ACC credential. ICF is International Coaching Federation, and ACC is Associated Certified Coach, which is the foundational level of credential. And level two is the advanced level of certification. It leads to not only to associate certified coach credential, ACC credential, but also PCC credential, professional certified coach credential. And there is also one more track that is called MCC. It's called Master Certified Coach Credential. I'm a Master Certified Coach. Edlane is almost about to receive her PCC credential, and Yara just graduated from our Core Foundations program. She's on track. And apart from these two certification tracks, we also provide flow certification, and we also provide badges for each program so that you can share your success in your networks and tell the world that you are a professional flow coach with ICF accreditation. Anything that you would like to add, Elaine, Yara? Here it's very pretty basic, but if you want to add
Yeah,
anything.
I feel like I just want to add that what I love about flow specifically is that when you go out there and you're looking for an institution, there's so many options. So once I found it, and you actually see how easy and how hands-on and how they make you, they give you everything you need to make sure you are on the right track for you, for your aspirations as a coach. You have to can't you can cancel all the noise and just stick with it. So
Yeah,
they really help you do all the work. So I just wanted to add that because it was
yeah,
such a relief for me with so much going on in life, having to make those decisions, right? And
yeah.
understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer of simplicity, and I think I'm also a believer of a strong methodology because when I became a coach originally, we didn't have I didn't learn a strong methodology, and we felt lost for a good time. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, even though I was a therapist. Like, I didn't know if I was coaching or not. I wasn't even sure if what I was doing, like, because of the lack of like a strong methodology. That's why the flow coaching program really has a strong methodology and gives and starts to teach that strong methodology as of day two, and student coaches start to practice as of day two. so that they start to learn coaching, but also like flow coaching methodology, but also when they finish with the program, they develop a good clarity and confidence around what coaching is, what ICF coaching is, what not, what is the methodology. And the methodology works like a navigation system, preventing the student coach to get lost in the conversation. Because I mean, conversations can be tricky, right? When you speak with another human being, sometimes you get lost. Like, where are we right now? What question am I gonna ask? Like, so I mean, we experience that, right? But when you have a strong structure, which works like a compass, you know where to get back, and you know where to take it from, because you have a strong representation of what it should look like, what it should sound like, right? So that's why I'm a strong believer in simplicity and also in the methodology. Can we bring the next slide, please? Those of you who are with us today, stay until the end. We have a surprise for you. If you stay until the end, we will share surprise with you, and I'm sure you will enjoy the surprise if you're serious about becoming a certified coach. Wonderful. So stay with us until the end. And next slide, please. So I share this, and then maybe talk about this, and then maybe we start to accept the questions, right? Is that a good plan, Elaine Yara, starting to answer the questions?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Wonderful. So the foundations of flow coaching has its roots in positive psychology and the flow model, originally developed by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who was one of the founders of the movement of positive psychology, and he really contributed hugely to make it a scientific field. And in 1987, positive psychology was accepted, was recognized as a scientific area of study. And it has so much research about the brain, about behavioral change, and about emotions, about well-being, a lot of well-being studies about what makes us happy. So for those of you who are new to positive psychology, other than the social media knowledge, uh, it's the science of understanding the conditions that makes us happy, that makes humans happy. So we have our roots in positive psychology, and our methodology has its roots in the flow model, and neuroscience, and the methodology and the relationship of between the flow coach and the coachee is client centered and solution focused, and we follow the positive model, not the disease model, not the illness model. So the disease and illness model means you really try to understand the problems, you try to understand, dig the problem and analyze the problem, and focus on what is missing, what is lacking. Whereas the positive model is that, yes, there is a problem. We understand that there's a problem, maybe there's something missing, but what are you able to do with this? And how can you transform this? What resources do you have, and what else can you have? What needs to be learned? So it's very much about really empowering, developing resourcefulness of the client, accountability, um, believing that the client is creative, right? So that's why we also brought, because of my background in expressive arts and creative therapies, a lot of techniques and tools from expressive therapies, and transform them into coaching techniques. And what else? Behavioral and cognitive approaches also. And we believe in systems thinking, systems approach, which means that the change and development of one part of the system puts the whole system in motion. If you think about it, humans are systems, right? Our body is a system, families are systems, a company is a system. We live in a lot of systems like political system, culture, etc. So that's why we see our clients, our coaches, as a whole system, as a whole person. And we believe in coaching the person, not the problem, but also coaching the person within a whole system so that the change is sustainable, realistic, and transformative. Okay, so I can speak about this for like 10 days, right? So I will stop here and let's start to answer the questions. Can we bring the first question? Okay. So, Anita, thank you very much for your question. What is business coaching program about, and what are the tools taught in the business coaching course? Adelaide, I think this is a question for you, since you finished the program and you coach in a business, in a company environment. So, what do you say?
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, Anita. This is a great question because that was exactly the question I had when I was trying to decide between going for level one or level two. So when I joined Flow Coaching, I had just started in this new job as a performance coach for the company I've been working with for the past 2 years. So it was a perfect alignment because I did them at the same time. So I was going through level one and two. I believe we just call it level two in both programs, 1 to 5 and level six. So level six focuses on business coaching. And basically the tools, like they will give you all necessary tools to help your clients, your organization, your leadership team, your CEO, uh, really bring out the best and look at solutions coming from a business, obviously looking at the business needs, but also how do you bring your intellect and your spiritual side, your intuition into the process so you can make a whole very informed decision about what you are going to, how you're going to lead that company. And my job, it was fantastic because every Friday or every Saturday, I believe, we had a 2 hour coaching session or a training class, however we call it. And in that class, we were giving a tool and we practiced that tool. So, as you know, there are many tools out there for businesses that people can find online and you can read about it. But tell me the truth, who is actually going and doing that on their own if you don't have someone teaching you how to use it, proving to you how effective that is going to be? So having our instructor teach and break it down each tool. And if you don't mind, I can give an example. I know that the SWOT analysis, for example, it's something that is part of the traction book that multiple organizations are using. And how many people have read that book? But tell me, like who are the leaders that are actually going out there and implementing and putting their people through the tool to benefit from those? So the instructor would break it down for us, have us practice with each other during peer coaching. And I was lucky enough that I did that on a Saturday. And then next week, I was in the boardroom with my 15, 18 people, putting them through the exact same tool and going through the analysis. So I was very lucky to do like on a, how do we call it, like in a very immediate, like being able to apply it immediately. So that is just one of them. Like you learn, I want to say, all the necessary and the essential tools that you will need to help your leadership team, executives, or even team leads, anybody who is managing a team, and yourself as well in making informed decisions about how you want to lead that organization and support that team. So I'm very passionate about that too, Talia, so I can go on forever. So thank you for letting me speak to that. I hope that was helpful, Anita.
That's wonderful. I think you answered it very well, and thank you for the question, Anita. I think Adelaine really answered it very well. And just a few word, like more clarification. So the business coaching program, and now it's called Business Leadership Coaching Certification Program, by the way, it has a focus on um, teaching, showing, and also giving the space to practice business leadership coaching, business executive coaching skills. For those of you who are interested in coaching in the business space, coaching executives, coaching in the leadership development space, coaching entrepreneurs. This program is really it really teaches hands-on techniques, and nothing that we teach is abstract. Everything is implementable, everything is applicable, everything is actionable. So this is what we teach, and really, over the years, we have witnessed that the student coaches' confidence increase even when they're still a student in the program. Confidence to coach, like we have experienced it, we have witnessed it over and over. And we have an upcoming cohort, by the way, Anita. Just this Saturday, a new cohort begins. If you're interested, you can email us at info@flowcoachinginstitute.com, or you can call our office to inquire about the program. Thank you for the question. And Amy, another question. Hi, Amy. I'm interested in an ICF Level 1 course. Can you explain the program, please? Sure, I would be very happy to explain the ICF Level 1 course. And you know what? I'm very happy. Yes, thank you, MC. I think MC is bringing the Level 1 page. It makes me very happy to see that now people are using the terms when they are asking questions, because what happened was in 2023 ICF updated the certification types. So before it was ACTP and ACSTH. So those were the certification credits and types. And in 2023, everything just was updated, and then people didn't know what questions to ask. And these days, it makes me so happy to see that now the queries come with like, what is ICF level 1, what is ICF level 2? So that makes me very, very happy. So ICF level 1 is for those of you just who are not familiar with the certification type, it's a certification and type introduced by the ICF for the first time in history in 2023, and it is for the ICF ACC credential recognition. And ACC is Associate Certified Coach, which is the foundational level of credential. And our ICF Level 1 certification track provides you with 71 ICF Level 1 certification hours, which includes our modules 1 to 5 of the business coaching program or the Core Foundations program. It also includes 10 individual mentoring sessions with our faculty, credentialed faculty members. And at the end of the program, there is an oral performance evaluation that we execute on behalf of ICF. And you take the exam and you earn your ICF level 1 certification. And with that certificate, you apply for your ACC credential. And so this is the program about, I know it looks like there's so many components, but believe me, once you're in it, it doesn't feel like there's so many things to do. It just flows, really flows, and we make it very simple for you. We don't confuse you with unnecessary technology, unnecessary documents and items. We just help you to keep on uh, um, track to and make progress towards obtaining your certification and then earn your credential. Um, because people are so distracted these days more than ever, everywhere in the world, everywhere. So we really focus on what is really important. We keep it lean and simple for you, make it easier for you. And Amy, I hope this was useful for you. And Yara finished modules 1 to 5 of the core foundations program, right, Yara? So I remember there was a
Yeah.
question about the difference between the core foundations and the business coaching. Can we bring that question, please? I'm telling. No, there was another question I remember because I reviewed the questions we received. Question 4, Elaine says, yes, thank you, Elaine. So, Mark, hi. And so we get this question a lot, by the way, Mark. It's not just you who's asking this question, but I mean, we hear about this question every day. So thank you for really asking it again and sharing with our audience. So Yara finished the Core Foundations program, and Elaine finished the business coaching program. Elaine finished the full ICF level 2 program. So it's she's more advanced in that sense, in finishing the certification tracks. But Yara finished the core foundations program just 2 weeks ago, maybe. I did we lose Yara?
Oh no, I think we did. Hopefully she's
Oh
coming
my
back
goodness.
soon.
Having internet problems today. I mean, she never had internet problems before.
It
So I
happens sometimes, right? Oh, there she
was,
is.
yeah, yeah. Do you see her?
Yes, I'm really shocked. Yani,
Yeah, I know. I mean, Yara, your internet
I
has
don't
always
know.
been very good.
Okay,
So,
sorry, I didn't hear what you told,
yeah,
but I will go ahead with this.
yeah. So,
Okay, so
Yara,
mainly the core foundation program is the basic. Yeah.
and can
No, no,
you
no, go ahead.
share? Yeah, can you share about your experience and how it assisted you in coaching? Because Yara is already was
Yeah,
already a coach when she joined the program. She was coaching, but she wasn't ICF
yeah,
certified. She's also a corporate trainer, like she instructor and facilitator. So she
yeah,
knows what it means to work with
exactly.
people, right? Yeah. So just maybe share your experience of the core foundations with the core
Okay.
foundations.
So actually, for me, I was doing the executive coaching, like, and whatever I gain from my experience, from lots of things that I learned, but it wasn't the real coaching. Once I started the program, so you feel like there is lots of things that you should like reorganize. It's the flow that you are talking about all the time, Talia, that it's not something that you think you need to think about it. It's after a while, it will be like this process is in your blood, you know. So, and you re-understand your way of coaching more. Like coaching is not just for the executive that you are doing with them the coaching. First time it started with yourself, Like you need to understand yourself, to have this flow inside yourself, to make the reflection on wherever you are doing, and then you can transfer it to others. I believe it's not just doing this job for others. It's not like that. It's something that you should feel it. It's empathy in, like, in leadership. It's, and for me it's not just coaching as a title. It's too much more. Like empathy, it's improve the empathy. It improves, like, the well-being even of the employees. You need to hear them to understand them more. So after understanding all those foundation program and core foundation program, it's for me more clear. Before it wasn't this much organized. Like I'm doing it and I'm doing well, and just I was going to have like the certification. But in the end, it ends up like, no, there is too much more. And especially with this flow, like logic, the psychiatry in behind of this way of coaching is very important and very robust. Like you have something to rely on. Okay.
Nice. Thank you, Yara. Thank you for sharing your experience and sharing the summary of your takeaways from the program. So that's meaningful. A few words, more words to bring further clarity. So the Core Foundations program and the Business Code, they have, both of them have 5 modules, and they give you 60 ICF level 1 or level 2 certification hours, depending on what track you choose. As I mentioned before, we work like in a menu system, so you choose the elements of from menu to create your certification track. So that's how we work. So if you bring components of ICF level 1 together, you earn your ICF level 1. But modules 1 to 5 is a prerequisite of both certification tracks. So you have to finish modules 1 to 5, either through Core Foundations or through business coaching program. Now it's business leadership coaching, by the way. So, and we really dive deep into the psychology of flow in the Core Foundations program. Psychology of coaching the whole person, psychology of coaching people through different motivational levels. So there's more like, depth in terms of understanding psychology. And whereas in the business coaching program, there's still a depth about like coaching in the business environment. However, to Edlane's point, like there are more techniques and tools that enable you to use with executives, with managers, with entrepreneurs, to coach them about strategic planning, and to coach them about business decisions, like decision making, prioritization, SWOT analysis. And with the new program, new business leadership coaching program, I'm very excited about it because leadership is such an important topic, and the world hopefully understands why it is more important than ever, right? And so we brought in some themes that we have been using with our corporate clients, some models like 7 transformations of leadership, for example, is seeing leadership as an evolution, not just one type of leadership, and teaching our student coaches the skills to coach through those 7 stages, starting with the um, evaluation or assessment of understanding where the leader is, where the person is, and planning through the stages of those 7 or 5 or 3, the remaining evolutional stages. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting. And this is a great question. Thank you, Mark. Yes, they're both part of level one, whatever you choose, you will be on track with your ICF level one certification. Elaine, is
Yeah.
there anything?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, no, go ahead. Was it
I just wanted to add something to this because as you were talking, and I was kind of going back to remembering me sitting through the classes and getting that flow. One of the biggest takeaways that I have from both programs is the creative questions, right? Because what is coaching really without the questions? Like you said, sometimes you even get stuck and you go like, what should I ask next? As like before, when I was coaching before using different methodologies like the meta coaching styles. Or so what I feel like that the both programs did for me with the wonderful instructors that you have, on your in your corner there, is helping us as coaches tap into something internal that eventually you just start listening for that intuition, and you practice, using the methodology so much and you get so confident in it that eventually you just know where you need to go.
yeah,
You just intuitively know that. So that was the biggest takeaway and shift that I felt for me, as I'm also trying, and not trying, but creating a culture of coaching in my organization right now. So I just wanted to add that because that came really strong as I heard both of you talking.
yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, and I'm sure, Elaine, and there are people in our audience. Maybe they're more curious about learning that, cultural transformation piece, like in the workplace, and it's a topic that Flo is very passionate about. Coaching for cultural transformation, coaching towards cultural transformation, and my question would be to you, like, where do you see the link between the flow methodology and the cultural transformation piece that you have been using, perhaps?
So this is a great question because it's again one of the most tangible transformations that I was able to see immediately at work, helping overseeing the leadership team, which it was a team that wonderful people, really, really great at what they do, that had not really been exposed to any leadership training before. So there was a little bit of this culture of doing it for people versus trying to help them find the answers and bringing out from people. So the biggest change for me was watching them being open in coaching sessions to learn how to partner and collaborate with their employees. So a good example was the stress that managers and leaders get into when people bring a problem to them. So through coaching, we are now reshaping that mindset where they understand that one, when people bring you a problem, people are smarter than you think. They know what they need. So
Yeah,
before jumping right into giving them a solution, take a pause, breathe, ask curious questions, understand really what's happening and what they need, and then turn it back to them and ask them what they need from it. So make it a collaboration. And even if the solution they come up with it's not really feasible, depending on the company or policies or whatever, then from that place you start building on that instead of you just coming in imposing your ways on your employees. So I feel like that using the architecture that Flow teaches us over and over again in one-on-ones and leadership, group coaching, individual coaching, mentoring, even like in any conversation that I was able to try or that I am still able to try and bring it, to the without sometimes if it's not an actual coaching session that it was scheduled, I still use the elements, like the pillars are there, so you're able to apply and replicate in any conversation that might, you know, result into a more productive, collaborative breakthrough, even that that person can have from that interaction. I hope that answered the question. Answers the
yeah,
question.
yeah. I mean, there are so many elements of the flow coaching there. I mean, it's the essence and the process and everything. And thank you. And can we bring the flow model slide, please? Can we bring the flow model slide? The yes, yeah. So um, I think there's a question as well. I remember about the methodology. Maybe we can answer that question also. Can we bring the question about the methodology? Because I remember someone asked about, yeah. Can you speak about flow methodologies? Thank you for that question, Marcus. And yeah, you, as you spoke about the pillars, I wanted to summarize those pillars for our audience because those are important for the flow coaching relationship, for establishing the flow coaching relationship. And those pillars are the relationship itself, the flow coaching relationship itself has three pillars. One is we really hope and work towards helping the client to accept the past as is, embrace the past as is, and develop a contentment with the present, and develop optimism for the future. So three pillars: accept the past because past is not within our control anymore. Develop fulfillment and contentment with the present, awareness, mindfulness with the present, and develop learned optimism about the future. So we speak about optimism, developing, building learned optimism, and we speak about reframing the problematic experiences and struggles of the past, right? And so that's essential for our well-being. And so those are like pillars, and there are two essential elements of a flow coaching relationship that Elaine maybe mentioned. One is establishing the relationship. So without the relationship, we don't start coaching. And how do you know that you are in a good relationship, right? So you focus on building trust and providing safe space. So those are very important, like, dynamics of the relationship. And the other element of a flow coaching relationship is focusing on growth, and which has its own like components like vision, sub goals, etc., etc. So but it's a relationship that focuses on growth and making progress. And then, since we've been talking about the flow model, what is the flow model? And within that flow model, what is the methodology that we have been talking about? And apart from this, there's also an architecture, but architecture is more complicated and sophisticated, so we don't introduce it here. And so the flow model that was originally developed by the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi talks about this state of feeling one with an experience, whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, whether it's in art, whether it's in cooking, like, parenting, it could be anything, where the person feels joy in the present moment, contentment with the self in the present moment, enjoying themselves in the present moment, forgetting about what time it is, and experiencing oneness, experiencing productive, experiencing creative. And it could be like, really a worker in a blue collar employee in a factory, or an IT person coding, or a dancer dancing, or a mom teaching some life skills to their children, or a business leader working on strategy with their team. It could be any activity that could be designed based on the principles of flow. And what are those principles? So you introduce um, the wording should be changed. I will use a different wording. Sorry. So it's really about having a meaningful intention to improve your skills, to improve yourself on a chosen path or on a given task, intentionally working on improving your abilities, developing your abilities of uh, taking care or solving more complex, increasingly more complex problems or more complex challenges. And it's like, as your skills improve, your ability to overcome higher challenges, more complex challenges, also improve. And the science tells us that, I mean, it's not that simple. There are more layers. But for now, the science tells us that, people experience flow states when they have these conditions, like a meaningful intention, meaningful goal, a task, which is an activity, either in sports or in business or in strategy or in parenting, you name them. And the person uh, is very mindful in developing their abilities, developing their skills, while solving or overcoming or taking care of increasingly complex or more challenges, higher challenges. And so when you and Mihaly also described 8 emotional states, and our, unfortunately, the neuroscience tells us that the normal state of our brain is either apathy or boredom or stress, anxiety. So this science, this model, this methodology tells us that there is life beyond boredom and anxiety, and that's called flow states, experiencing flow states. And you can develop that. You can develop that skill. So flow is a skill that can be developed, but the original framework, original scientific model isn't actionable. So what we did as the flow coaches, we turned it into an actionable framework through our 5-step flow coaching methodology, starting with awareness, then motivation, then creative planning, then achievement, then focus. Right? So our coaches coach themselves first, right? We coach ourselves first, and then others to experience increasing flow states in our daily lives, and hopefully cultivating that ability as a sustainable skill, so that more people can experience, and they can also experience flow more often in different aspects of life, at work, at home, in a relationship with themselves, in a relationship with others. Because a lot of people are disengaged, right? So this is also the flow model also is a good key, gives you a good key to move away from that disengagement, like apathy, towards high engagement, high flow, high well-being, increased focus, increased performance, and increased productivity. Anything that you want to add, Adelaine? Anything that you want to add, Yara?
يعني actually you explain it very well, more than. And as I started with, I believe that coaching is something that everyone should have it. It's a needed skill, especially in our days, يعني, with this like fast evolution, with those fast changes. You need to have a mindset of flow to to help yourself and everyone around you to manage those changes in your job, in your family, with your friends. with yourself. So this is what I believe. And thank you, Talia, and and like for letting me have this deep idea about flow. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Yara. Thank you very much. You have the stick now, so you carry it now.
That's beautiful.
Very
Yeah.
good. You have the baton. Yeah, and Elaine.
Yes, so absolutely. And what the realization that I had for me personally, when I first started teaching yoga, I noticed that flow on the mat, right? When I'm like in a comfortable flow that I'm doing a vinyasa class that I've done a lot, and you are in that flow that you're not even thinking about it, versus when I went for an Ashtanga class, which is way more advanced, and I was constantly thinking about the next movement or how I was going to do this. So once I realized that I wanted to bring that off the mat into my life and how to help my clients do that, I know it sounds a little cliche, but I do feel like I manifested flow in my life because I was coming from this mindset already and seeing. I just didn't have a name for it. I didn't have a name or a framework. So once I came across this in the first lesson, it resonated so much. And the way I see this at work now, which is wonderful, is that I get to guide my leadership team to have these conversations in their one-on-ones and try to identify, is this person being challenged enough, or are they to the point of burning out, and how can we manage their work, the capacity, and do we need more help, do we need to help them, why are they disengaging? When people are disengaging at work, it's never really about what we think it is. So investigate, dig deeper, and always come from this place of wanting to support them, because if you do that, they will find their flow and be way more productive at work too, guys. So I honestly, flow is this little image is in my head all day at work and anytime I'm having conversations. So I
Wonderful.
really appreciate
Wonderful.
it.
Thank you, Elaine. Just
Yeah.
looking at time, and can we bring the slide with the offer, please? And then we will close. Um, just, for those of you who stayed, so we have upcoming cohorts. Go to the website and then look for the upcoming schedule page with the cohort dates, which is www.flowcoachinginstitute.com. So you can check the dates. Starting with this Saturday, we have new cohorts planned. And so good news is that if you enroll, if you tell us that you were here with us, and if you enroll in any of the upcoming programs, we give you a 5% discount for your participation in the intro session. So we would like to honor your time and your commitment to flow. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And this is our, like you see our contact information. If you want to reach out to us, we're happy. My team is very happy to answer your questions. And Elaine and Yara, thank you very much for being with me today. It's a pleasure
Thank you.
to be with you, to have fun with you, to play with you. And I'm looking forward to doing this more often in the future. And bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank
Nice to be
you.
with you
Thank
guys.
you.
Take care.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye.